Last month, my AI agency, Gym Members Now, was valued at $5,448,000 after generating $5,736,031 in profit from 2021 to 2024. Now, I'm giving you the exact blueprint to build your own AI agency so you can just copy me. I'll cover how to pick an easy to win market, the AI services that I sell and that you should sell, the scripts and ads that I've used to generate dozens of sales appointments weekly, and how to close local businesses. With all of this, you will have what you need to recreate my success. Here's why I'm doing this though. My agency is worth $5.4 million. If I can help 3 to 4 other people do what I've done in the exact same market or even in a different market, we can roll our companies up into a portfolio and sell for 2 to 3 times more than what we would get if we were independently selling them. So as you can see here, this was a valuation that was done by Value Buddy. It cost a decent amount of money, but here is the price point that they gave, $5,448,000. And now if I scroll down here to show you guys something else, this is the SDE. And so what that is that's the earnings the business did, including pay to owners. So you can see here in 2021, it was 1.3 million, 1.6 million, 1.5 million, 1.2 million. And you can see this thing is absolutely massive. It is a very extensive valuation that was done. This is a business that I've operated for a very long time, and I made it extremely successful. And again, the reason why I'm doing this is to try and help others so that potentially we could roll it up together and I can make, instead of $5 million, $10 to $15 million, and you can do the same. So one other piece that I'd like to kind of show you guys is that this is legit, right? This is my business. This is my website. Here's tons and tons of testimonials of local business owners, the majority of them being gym owners, studio owners, yoga, med spa type businesses that I've worked with and helped over the past 5+ years. And you can see I've got over 200 different testimonials. You can see here, I've got tons of different reviews. This is just the Google reviews. The reason why I'm showing you this is because it seems like there's a lot of people out there teaching stuff about this that don't actually have a business doing it. So that's why I'm showing this, just to show you guys that this is legit. I know what I'm talking about. And this stuff is not that complicated if you know what you're doing, especially if you're following someone that's already done it. So the first thing that I really want to start off and focusing on is the services that you can offer that are extremely easy to offer. You don't have to have experience in software. You don't have to have actual experience in AI. This stuff is not rocket science. This stuff is very, very easy. I learned how to do this as a college dropout with no prior experience in marketing, sales, software, anything, building teams. I had no experience at all. I was literally a lifeguard and a security guard in a past life, and I got fired from both of those professions. So the first thing that we're gonna offer to businesses is AI re-engaging old leads. So I'm gonna make this very simple. Lots of local businesses have lots of leads, and they don't follow up with those leads well. So if you've ever gone to a local business, let's say to get your haircut, and you haven't been in a while, let's say you got your haircut at one place, you haven't been for whatever reason, you found another hairdresser, but they had your information. Chances are you probably haven't heard from them in a long time. But if they reached out to you and said, hey buddy, by the way, we're doing a promotion where you get 50% off your next haircut. Do you think you would maybe go check them out again or try them out again? You might, right? Because they put a great offer in front of your face. And so that's all we're doing here with this is we're just re-engaging old leads with an offer and driving them through the door with automations and AI, and it's all done via SMS. And this is something that I charge about $1,500. You can charge less than that, but I charge $1,500 for it. And what we like to do is really compress it into 1 month where we go through their entire database and re-engage these people, because what we're gonna be able to do is drive a ton of people through the door without them having to spend any money on marketing. So for example, lots of gyms that I work with, they'll have thousands and thousands of leads in their database that they don't do anything with. And because of that, there's massive opportunity for us to follow up with them and get them through the door. And I'm going to show you the software I use to do this. I'm going to show you a live example of this here in a second after I go through these other services that we have. But again, just looking at this, a good visual, you get into their CRM, you get their leads, you reach out to them with a great offer. The people that are interested, you then engage, and then you book the appointment and get them to show up. It's extremely valuable because it generates tons of sales opportunities for that local business that they wouldn't have had otherwise, and they didn't have to spend any money on advertising to get them, okay? The next thing is reviews and referrals, AI reviews and referrals. So a lot of businesses, a lot of local businesses, just like I showed you over here, right? I've got a lot of reviews. I actually use this same service on my own business to generate reviews, but a lot of local businesses, and really all businesses, they do not have a process in place to generate reviews or referrals. And if they do, it's not a well-executed strategy. And so what I mean by that is tons of these businesses have loads and loads of active customers that they're not, loads of happy customers that they're not squeezing the juice out of. They could generate reviews and referrals from them, but they're not. And so what we do is we plug this AI in, again, that I'm going to show you, into their active customer report and any new signups. And what we do is we re-engage these people with a proven offer. So just like we're engaging the database of leads in that initial service, we're doing the same thing with their active member base, but instead we're asking them for their feedback. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll reach out to them and ask, hey, would you like a chance to win a membership for free for the year? If you would, just let us know how your experience has been. Okay, obviously by using an offer like that, you're gonna get a ton of people to respond. Now, those people that respond and say something positive, we ask them for a review. Then once they leave a review, we respond to that review for them on Google, and then we ask them for a referral, leveraging another powerful offer. Pretty much saying, hey, we've got a couple guest passes for friends and family if you'd like to bring them in. All you have to do is share this link with them, where we make a custom built landing page, which is very easy to do. And then they can send it to friends and family where they can claim a trial, like a 7-day pass. And then we let them know anyone that comes from you, we'll put your name into that raffle for a chance to win that membership for free for the year. So this works within any niche. You just have to figure out what the offer is that generates the best result. And it's just an offer that's too good to be true, right? Win a membership for free for the year. Not much at risk for the business because they're only going to do it twice a year. It's a raffle. And by doing it, they're going to generate tons and tons of free leads without spending any money on advertising. Okay, so the reason why this is extremely valuable is because if you look up, all right, let's just do it, gym near me. I live in Scottsdale, Arizona. You're gonna see here, this Valley Fitness has 14 reviews, okay? Chances are they have thousands and thousands of customers. Why don't they have that many reviews? Well, because they don't have a process in place to get reviews of high quality frequently. And so that's the problem we're solving. But more than that, we're generating them leads for free. This is something that nobody does. This is very, very key. Lots of businesses out there help businesses generate reviews. It's reputation management, but they don't help them generate referrals. And the best leads you can generate as a business are leads from your happy customers. And so that's really what we're doing here, is helping them generate leads from their happiest customers. So this is very, very important. Okay, and again, just to look at this, all we're doing is requesting feedback, right? We gather that feedback. If it's positive, we then ask them for a review, and then we ask them for a referral, leveraging a very powerful offer. Okay, the next thing is just website lead nurturing. So again, this is very, very simple. If I were to go to this business, again, in this same example, and then let's do a different one because that looks like it's a nutrition store. Let's say I go to Hyperfit. And then I think I actually worked with this gym back in the day. I think this was a client of mine once upon a time. But I'm on their website and a form popped up, right? If I submit my information right now, they're not gonna get back to me. It's 8 o'clock at night, right? They have to manually respond to me and follow up with me, ask me what I'm looking to do, book me in for an appointment for a time that works for them, and do it. And chances are they're probably not gonna get back to me till tomorrow. The reason why this is such an issue is because Harvard did a study back in 2018, and what they found was if you're not following up with your leads within 5 minutes, the chances of getting them through your door can drop by over 400%, or the chance of you converting them can drop by over 400%. So what does that mean? Speed to lead is extremely important, and none of these local businesses do it well. Okay. Even if they have an automated text or email set up, it doesn't matter, because the question after that is, well, what if somebody responds and says, hey, I tore my rotator cuff. Would this still be a good fit for me? Would I still be able to come in and work out? Well, they need to be responded to within 5 minutes. The rule still applies. And would that business owner be able to do that? If you ask them like that, there's no way in hell they will. So that's why this service is extremely important and valuable, because we're just following up with leads in a very, very easy way to do on their website, which again, leads that come from their website are some of the hottest leads. Because if I'm typing in gym near me, what am I doing? I'm searching for that solution. I'm searching for a gym. I want to join a gym. Versus you see an ad, right, on Facebook, on YouTube, on social media. That's called disruptive marketing, right? That's where you're putting an offer in front of someone's face while they're not actively searching for it. And it's called disruptive marketing. And that's what generates some of the lowest quality leads. But search intent based leads, people that are actively searching for that thing, are some of the highest quality leads. So if you're not following up with them right away, what are they going to do? They're going to go somewhere else that follows up with them sooner, right? So if I go to Hyperfit and they don't respond, I'm going to go to Off the Grid Fitness, or I'm going to at least test them out, see, right? And whoever wins that battle is probably going to get the sale. And so that is why this is extremely important, and this is something that we can do. Okay. The next thing is an AI agent for missed calls. So all this is, and you can have an AI agent that does a lot of stuff, but when it comes to business, people are willing to pay for things that make them money. And things that make them money are things that drive people into the business and create or curate an opportunity to collect money, to create a sale. It's that simple. Things that generate appointments that you can turn into sales yield a valuable, something that someone would be willing to spend money on, a lot of money on, right? So what we do with this is we just focus on the highest leverage thing, which is answering calls from people actively calling into the business that are not active customers, but would like to become customers. So for a gym, lots of people call that are members, but lots of people also call would like to become members. And because of that, we're only answering the calls from people that would like to become members. And the way we do this is we let the phone ring for 10 seconds. If the staff doesn't answer it, the AI picks it up, and then the AI works to book an appointment for them for a tour, a free trial at the gym, so that the staff doesn't have to. And the big benefit here is that gyms, tons of local businesses, they miss a ridiculous amount of calls. I know this because I have it connected to their gyms, their phones. We're actually their phone provider now, and we can see how many calls they miss from active members versus potential customers. And what we've found is that they miss between 60 to 70% of all calls. So think about that. Like, local businesses on average miss 60 to 70% of calls that are coming in. This is the same type of situation as before with the website leads or search intent based leads. If someone's actively calling the business and they're not a current customer, why are they doing that? Because they're looking for the solution that that business solves. They're looking to give that business money, more than likely. As long as you just don't fuck it up, right? As long as you don't mess that up, you should be able to convert that opportunity into a potential sale. So this is extremely important because it takes a business from missing 60 to 70% of calls from people looking to give them money to answering 100% of them, 24/7. The AI we've connected is literally booked appointments at 3 a.m. So this is very, very valuable. And the best part about this is it's something that a lot of people are not doing, and it's not that difficult to get set up, okay? But the reason why I'm going through all of these things, and I'll get to it in the end, is because none of these things are that valuable alone, but together they are, okay? So that's why I'm going through all of this, because lots of people will specialize in one or two of these things, and it can work, but obviously if you have this all working together really, really well, it's an extremely valuable system, okay? And the two things we use with this are SynthFlow and call tracking metrics, which I will show you here in a second. But again, what we're doing here is we're just routing a call. AI handles it, it books the appointment. And then once it books that appointment, we actually follow up with them through text to confirm that appointment and make sure they actually show up for their appointment so that the staff or the owner of that local business doesn't have to do it, okay? Now, the fifth and final thing, which is probably the most valuable thing is paid ads with AI lead nurturing. Okay, because what I said earlier is the core to all of this. Local business owners and digital business owners will pay a lot of money if you can generate them quality opportunities with as little work from them as possible. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're running their ads, we're handling their ads, and then we're also nurturing the leads that come from the ads for them. And what this does is it generates a consistent flow of traffic for that business without them or their staff having to lift a finger to make that happen. They don't have to call, text, or email anyone that comes through marketing because we're handling it for them. And there is a big, big value to it because a lot of the times these local businesses, the business owners are either A, not confident in their staff to handle those conversations, or B, they know that they're not even gonna make the call or make the text. Or it might even be that the owner is literally so busy doing so many different things that they just don't have time to do it. And it takes them usually on average 24 hours to get back to people. Okay, so if it's taking someone 24 hours to follow up with leads and they're investing money in advertising, they're losing a ton of money. Chances are they're probably not making money from the marketing because they're doing such a bad job nurturing the leads. So that's what we do. But the second piece to it is the paid ads. Is a lot of these local business owners have no idea how to run ads. And the great thing about paid ads is it's not complicated. When I got into this, I was like, I can't wait to be the best marketer ever and run paid ads. It's very simple, okay? Within every niche, there is an offer that works very, very well. And then there's a very specific follow-up process through nurturing the lead that works very, very well for that offer. And then there's a specific sales process that the business needs to run to convert people coming in for that specific offer. And it's like this in all the niches. It's like this for gyms. It's like this for chiropractors. It's like this for solar. It's like this for realtors. It's like this for HVAC. It's like this for all of them. I know people that own very, very well-off agencies in all of these niches. It's no different. So it's as simple as finding agencies that run ads for a lot of these businesses within that niche and just going to the ad library to see what that offer is and what those ads look like, okay? And like I said, I'm gonna show you guys some examples of this after going through this. But again, this is very important because it's gonna generate a lot of opportunities that they can convert into money. Okay, so going back to the top, right? The reactivation. Okay, so what I'm gonna show you guys is just that. So here is an example of High Level. This is a software called High Level that we use to do all of this. Okay, and if you want, DM me. I have a free 14-day trial because I was one of the first users to actually use High Level, the software that we use to provide all of these services except for the AI calling. But this is what it looks like. So you can see here where we reached out to this person and said, great news, we've extended our 25% off membership offer. Now you can join Anytime Fitness and get 25% off your membership, whether you sign up in club or online. But don't wait, this special deal ends March 31st. Hurry and grab your spot before time runs out. That simple, right? So we're literally just reaching out to these leads, and you can ignore this right here because I'll get into that in a second, because we're just reaching out to these leads that were within their database with a good offer to try and turn them into sales appointments. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing that we were looking at is reviews and referrals. Okay, so now if I go over to this, what you're gonna see is an example of a client of mine where we've generated them a ton of reviews and referrals. So all we're doing for this client is we're reaching out to their customers, asking them for their feedback with a great offer. And you can see here, we've generated 76 positive responses, and we've generated 24 reviews and then 7 referrals. And we've had 8 negative responses. Okay, so this is very, very simple. Again, all we're doing is reaching out to these customers, asking them for their experience or their feedback on how their experience has been. And if they say something positive, we ask for a review. If they say something negative, we don't. By doing that, we only generate positive reviews. And by using a compelling offer, we get a ton of responses and a ton of reviews. We've only been doing this for this customer for a month. And then in addition to that, we've generated them literally 7 free leads off of happy customers. I can't explain how valuable that is, but they didn't spend any money on marketing. We literally just text their customers and generated leads. and generated them reviews, which allows them to rank higher on Google, which allows them to capture more of that search traffic. When people are looking up gym near me, weight loss near me, training near me, plumber near me, haircut near me, right? AC near me, or AC repair near me. So all that stuff is very, very important so that they can capture that traffic. And again, we're just doing it by sending a couple text messages. It's not rocket science. It's not anything complicated. The third thing is just website lead nurturing. So I'm going to kind of just do the website lead nurturing and then the paid ads with AI lead nurturing all in one, because it's kind of the same thing, right? If you're driving traffic through paid ads to a website and then you're following up with the leads, it's kind of like one and the same. But you could also just be following up with people's website leads and not run their ads. So that's why I separated it, because you can't do that. But here's an example of an Anytime Fitness we work with. Here is an example of ads we're running. So like I was saying, the offer we're running here is a transformation. It's kind of like a 6-week challenge. So you can see here 6 weeks for free. So this is the offer in the gym space that is king. This offer just performs well. And we've gotten very, very good at marketing it, but it's not complicated at all. And you can apply this exact same model, this exact same method to any other niche once you know what that proven offer is, and you just look to see other agencies running ads for that specific niche. It's literally as simple as coming to the Facebook ad library, putting in their Facebook business URL, just looking them up, and then you'll see the ads if they're running it. So super, super easy. But now from here, when people see this ad, what's going to happen is they're going to be sent to a landing page or a website. And once they submit their information, what's going to happen from there? They're going to then get sent to a scheduling page where they can book an appointment. So if they don't book an appointment, that lead needs to be followed up with. And if they do book an appointment, that lead still needs to be followed up with. And so that's where this comes in. So in this same example of the lead, we reached out to them and they didn't respond, but then they actually opted into our ad. So that's why I said you can ignore this message, but they opted into our ad, and that's why they got this text here where it said, challenge, this cutie below is Pumpkin, our mascot. For every person who shows up to their orientation, we give Pumpkin a treat. We've got 5 spots left, so don't just do this for yourself. Do it to keep Pumpkin happy. Right, and it's because she booked an appointment for the 6-week challenge. So what happened here is she opted in, and then she went to the scheduling page and she scheduled an appointment. So we followed up with her right away. And then you can see here, we hit her with a couple more automated texts, and I'm not sure if she showed up to her appointment or not, but you get the point, right? We were placing these ads for this business, and then we're following up with the leads that we're generating for them, which is very, very valuable, and it's not hard to do. It's very, very easy to do. Okay, so now if we go over here to the AI agent for missed calls, I'll be able to show you what this looks like. So we use Synthflow and call tracking metrics. So this is Synthflow, where you actually build the AI agent, and then this is call tracking metrics. Okay, so what you can see here is an example of an actual appointment that was booked from yesterday. Today's the 8th of March 18th. Yesterday was March 17th. You can see right here, it says, the person requested to schedule a free consultation with Fitbot, the AI receptionist. After discussing available times, she chose to book her consultation for 10:30 on the same day. I'll play a little clip real quick. Not sure if it'll come through, but we'll kind of listen.
This is Fitbot, your AI receptionist. While our team is busy, I'm here to answer any questions and schedule your free consultation. How can I help you today?
Schedule a free consultation.
Okay, so right, she scheduled a free consultation. Why is this important? Because I know for a fact this specific customer, prior to us doing it, was missing 91% of their calls. So what you can see here is this is just a bunch of appointments in real time that the AI agent we have for our clients is booking. You can see here in March, it's booked a ton. You can see in February, it booked a ton. Super, super effective, where you can see that it's doing this. And now if I go over here to filter, I'll show you guys proof of just how bad it actually can be when these businesses don't have an AI like this connected, because I couldn't believe it, but it's pretty crazy. So I'm gonna go to the activity report, and then from here, what I'm gonna do is filter prior to when we had the AI connected. What this is showing you is that between this time frame for new members, so what that means is prospects, people that were calling into the gym that were not current members, they missed no answer 82 of them. They answered 10 of them. So what does that mean? They missed 82 out of 92 calls. Like, let that sink in. They missed 82 out of 92 calls in a month. You multiply that out over 12 months, that's over 1,000 calls they miss. It's close to it, right? It might not be 1,000, but it's close to it or a little over it. So if you now have a solution where you answer 100% of those calls and you're booking between 20 to 30% of them without them having to do anything different, how valuable do you think that is? Because again, these are people calling into the business. These are people that are, they're wanting to become customers. Why else would they be calling, right? So they're very, very hot leads. So this is a very, very valuable service to provide and sell, okay? Now, the next thing I wanna go through is what steps should you take to actually, now that you understand the services that I provide and how I kind of do it, right? I wrap it all up in one, and I will go over this in a second here as far as how to kind of sell this once you actually get opportunities with local business owners. But now that you understand the package that I sell, right? We're generating them reviews and referrals by tapping into their members. We're re-engaging their old leads to generate appointments without spending any money in advertising. And then from there, we're following up with all of those people that are interested in the re-engagement campaign for them so that they don't have to. And then we're running paid ads after we run that re-engagement campaign. We're taking the money we collect from that re-engagement campaign to then invest into paid advertising, promoting that exact same offer to turn it into a profitable system where we're handling the marketing for them, and then we're following up with the leads for them as well so that they don't have to, okay? And then in addition to that, we have an AI agent that will answer 100% of the calls so that they don't miss any calls and they're getting appointments booked at all hours of the day without them having to do anything, any additional work, okay? So now that you understand the services, again, that I provide that have allowed me to generate, it's crazy to look at those numbers, but I've generated over $17 million, I think, in revenue over the last 4 years. I've been doing this for longer than 4 years, but the first year, I don't think I did over $1 million, but the last 4, I've done over $1 million in profit consistently, right? Almost $6 million in profit, combining the 4 years. First thing you need to do, find somebody that's done what you're trying to do. I'm not saying that because I've done what I'm trying to do, right? I'm telling you right now, if you want to have success with any type of business model, with anything for that matter, when it comes to learning a new skill, you're going to get there a lot quicker if you work with somebody that's done it. Okay, so this is important, and this was key for me. I can remember when I got started, I actually invested in a Iman Gadzhi course and did not learn much of anything, but it gave me the inspiration and excitement for the business model. I'm really happy I invested into it, but it didn't show me how to actually do it, right? It didn't show me the stuff that I just went through for you. It didn't show me actual examples of what this looks like and how it's done. It just was like, run ads for local businesses, right? And it didn't show me how to do that. So what I ended up having to do 6 months later, after I literally gave Iman all my money I had at the time, I was 21 and literally gave him $1,000 that I had that was given to me from my grandpa for my birthday. And that was all I had. To then 6 months later, I was able to sign up a couple clients, but I realized I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to actually get them results when I came to running paid ads. So I ended up finding someone who had done it and paid them all the money I was making at the time, which was a little over $2,000 a month. He had a $6,000 program and I literally just paid him. He allowed me to break it up over 3 months. And I just paid him over 3 months, the $6K. And right when I started working with him, I immediately got the clients results, started getting them results on ads. And 12 months after signing up with him, my business was doing over $70K a month in revenue. And the profit margin on it at the time was like, I don't know what it was, but it was over probably 70%. So $70,000, probably making over 50K a month. And I was like 22. Pretty sweet, right? And I had no personal brand, no social media at all. I'm working with older local business owners just cranking. And I was able to do that because I just did what he told me to do. I had someone that was able to say, this is where you're trying to get. If you want to get there, you just need to do this. All you need to do is focus your time on that. And if you do that, you'll have success. Because before that, I was spending my time on a whole bunch of different things. I was getting advice from tons of different people on YouTube, like maybe some of you all are, and I was just scatterbrained. I had no idea what to focus on, and I had no idea who to listen to because I just invested money into Iman's thing, and there were so many other unanswered questions. And I wasn't able to get feedback from him because it wasn't a coaching program. It was just a course, right? So wasn't very helpful, but working with the mentor that I gave the money to at the time was extremely helpful. So if you really want to get there, if you're serious about doing something like this, just find somebody who's gotten where you want to get and pay them what they want. If you're that serious about it, they're going to be able to show you exactly what to do, but make sure you vet them. Make sure that they can show you proof that they've actually done it. Make sure that you can see they've got testimonials with clients actually providing them with services. Make sure you can see they've got reviews with a actual legit business where you can actually go to their website, learn about it, see it, and know that it's legit, that it's not some BS gimmick. Because I've started to kind of do my own research and I've found that there's a lot of crap out there. People just blatantly not actually doing it, but teaching people how to build an agency like what I've done, yet they haven't done it. So you just need to make sure you vet the person, okay? The next thing you want to do, pick a niche where people are already having success, okay? This is one of the most important things. A lot of people I hear sometimes say, go broad, go general. Don't do that. Don't do that when it comes to this. Why? Because you want it to be so easy where every client you sign up, you're doing the same exact thing for, right? If I sign up a gym owner, it's going to be the same thing for the other gym owner and the 100th and the 1,000th gym owner. It's not going to change. And what I mean by that is the fulfillment, the service, the delivery, it's like a conveyor belt. It's a very simple conveyor belt that does not change. If I start working with HVAC companies, if I start working with solar companies, if I start working with nail salons, they now have a little bit of a nuance to it. It's the same services, but there's a little bit of a nuance to it, which creates complexity. And fancy fails, simple scales. Remember that saying? I remember hearing that when I got started, and I'd say it, but I didn't really believe it. And it's very, very true. Fancy fails, simple scales. So you need to make this as simple as possible, and niching down allows you to do that. The reason why niching down is also very important is because if you can work within a niche, like I've done, where there are franchises, there are massive, massive opportunities that can compound, you can have explosive exponential growth and not spend much money on marketing or advertising and get that growth. So for example, the reason why I was able to go from basically $2,000 a month to $70,000 a month in 12 months after I started working with my mentor is because he said, stop going after independent gym owners, go after franchises. That's what I did. And so that's what I did. And by doing that, I was able to work with a franchisee that was very well connected within a franchise, and we got him great results. And then he referred me out to literally over 200 businesses. I didn't have to cold call. I didn't have to run ads. I didn't have to do anything. I was so busy taking appointments and running ads and managing clients that I was at a point where I was turning people away because I was not prepared to fulfill on them because I knew we couldn't handle it. Like, I was just getting started in business. I had over 200 clients. I was handling all the sales. I was handling all the client management. I was handling all the ads, like the ad management. And then my business partner was handling all of the lead nurturing for the leads we were generating for the gyms we were working with. So the reason why I was able to grow so quick, though, is again, I got a mentor and I picked the right niche, and then I went after the right market within that niche. Okay. And now I have preferred partnerships with some of the largest gym franchises and operations in the world, literally the biggest ones in the world, because I've been at it for a little while, but also because I just started right away with that. For some reason, I had it in my head that I couldn't work with them, and it was bullshit. So picking the right niche is very, very important. The reason why I have these ones here is because these are all niches that massive agencies operate within that have tons of success. So when I got into this, Gym Launch was the juggernaut, the really, really successful business. And it didn't deter me. If anything, it made me want to do it, because it's like, if they're having that much success, that means there's enough to go around, right? I'm friends with a guy that has a 7-figure agency within my niche, and we don't even really compete. It's kind of crazy. Like, he has clients that I don't really work with, and we don't really overlap much at all. There's been a couple, but not really. And that just goes to show you, this is a massive, massive market where the total adjustable market is, I don't know what it is. It's over 50,000. It might be over 100,000 when you include some of these others, but it's a massive market. Okay, so the important thing here is you pick a massive market that has agencies that are having a ton of success, ideally multiple ones, because that means there's a ton to go around. And then obviously you have a mentor. The third thing we're going to want to do is decide on which AI automation service you're going to provide first. And what I'd recommend doing is just focusing on these two right here to start off, because they're very, very easy to get success with, generating the reviews, the referrals, and then re-engaging old leads. But if you want, you can try and do them all. I don't recommend it, because getting the AI agent to answer calls, SynthFlow and call tracking metrics cost about $1,200 a month. And that's kind of expensive sometimes if you're just getting started. I can remember when I was spending like $2,000, that was all the money I had at the time. So there's no reason to do that or put yourself in that hole. And to be honest, it's a harder service to sell. So this is much easier to sell, especially if you're just getting started and just getting to learn how things work. But eventually what you'll be able to do is provide all of these as one, right? All of these as one complete service, right? Where you're kind of doing all of it along with paid ads, okay? The fourth thing you're gonna wanna do is scrape leads within your market. So 1,000 leads within your market. Watch this video right here. I break down how you can use DeepSeek. You can also use ChatGPT to scrape leads within your niche, so that you don't have to purchase a list, or you don't have to pay a virtual assistant to do it, or you don't have to do it on your own. You can do it on your own if you want, where you just look up, gyms in Kentucky, and you go through all of Kentucky, and then you compile a list of gyms that you want to go after. But the point here is you need to build a list of people that you're going to call. Okay, step 5 is just outbound. How are you going to actually turn that list into appointments? People that want to talk with you about what you have to sell. Because you can mess around with AI all day, you can do all sorts of cool stuff with it, but if you can't actually get someone on a Zoom call with you that's interested in speaking with you, they don't even have to be that interested if you're really good at sales. But to get somebody to at least hop on, you've got to have a way of piquing their interest, okay? And so you can cold call, you can cold DM, you can run ads, you can cold email, but cold calling is the most effective way of doing this. And March of 2022, we basically reset our business and we ended up building out a cold call team. I was the only person taking sales, so I was basically the sales rep. And from March of 2022 to January of 2023, we literally set up a new entity. We went from 0 to over 260K a month in 9 months, all from cold calling. So think about that. One sales rep, we had like 4 cold callers, really one good cold caller. And we were able to do, in a matter of 9 months, basically restarting $260,000 in a month in January, within 10 months. So cold calling works. We have refined a very, very effective script. This is it. You just need to follow this. You just need to replace this with, if it's your name and then your business. And then we're an AI-based HVAC optimization company. After running test ads in your area or market, we found a strong demand for your services if you leverage our new ChatGPT 4 plugin. And you might ask, like, what's the ChatGPT 4 plugin? Well, it's just all these services that we went over, right? It's not actually a ChatGPT 4 plugin, but this angle works extremely well for piquing people's interest. Are you available today for a 30-minute Zoom call, or would tomorrow work better? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have my team edit in here to run a clip of one of my team members actually cold calling an appointment, or cold calling a prospect that they booked an appointment for me to take, which I signed up, so that you guys can just see how this works, proof of concept as well.
Hey, Aaron. This is Joshua with Gym Members Now, and I'm looking for the owner of the club. Is he in today? Yeah, hold on, Doug.
All
Hello,
right, thank you.
can hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It's a bit choppy though.
Yeah, so just not weird. Yeah. So if you can hear me, yeah, this is I'm the one of the owners here of the business. You
All right.
said you're members now?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, founders here at Two Members Now own 127 stations, and the reason for my call is because we ran some test ads here, and we found a strong demand for your services if you leverage our new Chat GPT-4 plugin. So, a minute window tomorrow, or would Friday work better for you and another owner of the club?
Yeah, let me see my calendar.
Sure.
These are just kind of like a lead generation service.
Yep, that's one of the services that we have among the others. Yeah. So for Friday, I've got 2 times available on Friday. Just check your calendar if it's okay. That's 9:30 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Pacific on Friday, if any of those times works for you.
Let me see. Yeah, it would have to be
Or could be
probably
tomorrow.
about
There's
30
also
minutes, but I can do 11 o'clock on Friday.
11 o'clock on Friday. Yeah, it's going to be like a 15, 30-minute call because our founder is going to walk you through the entire thing. So I just need a couple information from you. I can schedule this call in for you. So,
Okay. And then step 6, once you actually close them, you're going to want to build them on the spot and get the agreement signed. I'm going to go over the sales process here after this. But what you want to do is just make sure if you do get someone that says they want to do it, that you collect their money, you get them to sign an agreement on the spot. Okay. And so what you can use for payment processing, we use Sense. And the reason why is because it pushes forward transaction fees to the customer. Or you can use Stripe. You can also use Waves, which is a Canadian-based processor. It's actually the first one I used. But Stripe is the most well-known kind of in the space. It's probably the one that you've seen people use. It's purple. But they do charge you 2.6%. So if you bill people $1 million in a year, they're going to charge you $26,000. If you use Sense, they're going to charge the customer that $26,000 and you're going to collect 100% of what you bill people. Okay, so that's why I like using Sense because it does that. As far as the agreement's concerned, you can use HelloSign, which is free. You can just keep creating accounts with HelloSign. I think it's called Dropbox Sign now, but it used to be called HelloSign. And you can basically send out agreements for free. I think you can do 5 per email where you have to make a new email, or you can just get a DocuSign account if you want to spend money, but there's literally no difference. Doesn't matter. So I would just recommend using HelloSign if you're on a budget. If you're not, just use DocuSign. That way it's all under one. You've got all your agreements there. Makes it very, very easy. And then what you're just going to want to do here is get them amazing results. And most importantly, build a relationship with that person so that they want to refer you out to other people. Because that's how you're going to really grow this type of a business very, very fast. It's a service-based business. You're servicing the customer. You need to keep getting them results day in, day out. And if you're not, they're going to stop paying you money. And if you are, and they know people, they're going to make you way more money than they make just by charging you for, or just by paying you for the services that you're running for them, by helping you get other customers. Okay. So that's how that works. Now, what I'm going to go over to is how to actually sell when you actually get on with someone. Okay. So to make this extremely simple, the first part to a very effective sales process, and I've taken over 3,000 calls with local business owners, majority of them being gym owners. I've signed up over 1,300 of them. I have a ridiculous amount of experience when it comes to this. This is really what I focused on, because if you can't convert people, you're not going to be able to build a business like this. If you can't run sales properly and you can't get appointments, you're fucked. You're not going to be able to build a business like this. But if you follow this process, you're going to be fine. All right. Because I've taken so many, I've spent so much time on this. I really dumbed it down and refined it and made it very, very easy. But one thing to note is a lot of these local business owners have dealt with people who don't know what they're doing. People that are complete idiots and should not be doing it and don't really care. They're just quick money grab, because this is a service-based business, right? You need to keep servicing people and getting them results. And if you're not, they're not going to pay you. You're going to leave a bad taste in their mouth for the next person that they do pay, right? So they're going to have that next person that they do pay is going to have to be good at sales and be able to overcome this stuff. So first thing you want to do is you want to diagnose what their problem is. Okay. And the easiest way to do this is just break it down and reverse engineer it. So when you hop on with them, you want to ask them, just curious, what would you say has been your biggest problem keeping you from where you want to get? I don't really have any problem. Okay, great. Well, why don't we just reverse engineer your current marketing strategy? What are you currently doing to grow your business? Okay, and then from there, you just want to chunk down how many leads are you getting with whatever you're doing. If you're running ads, how much money are you spending? How many leads are you getting? If you're posting on social media, right? How many leads did you generate in the last 30 days? How many of them booked an appointment? Since we're following up with their leads, we want to know this stuff, right? How many of them showed up? How many of them did they close? How much did they make? If they're investing money into marketing and we find out they're not making more than they're spending, well, then they've got a problem, right? And if they tell you they didn't, well, now you've just diagnosed what that problem is. And the problem might not be that. The problem might be that they don't have enough time to focus on the most important things they know they should be focusing on. But really what you want to do here is you want to diagnose what that problem is, okay? From here, you want to build a ton of doubt around that problem. And you also want to build a ton of doubt around these solutions you're going to be providing. So if you're providing someone with solutions around reviews and referrals, you want to be asking them questions like, do you currently have a process to get reviews? Yeah, I do. Okay, well, why is it you only had one review in the last 6 months? Oh, well, I just haven't been asking people. I could ask people. Okay, but you're not. So why aren't you? Oh, well, I don't really have time. Okay, well, do you think you would be better off if you were getting more reviews or you made time to get them? Yeah, absolutely. Well, do you think reviews are important? Do you think people look at reviews when it comes to making a purchasing decision? Oh yeah, of course. Okay, so right, you want to be building doubt around it. Do you have a process to get referrals after somebody leaves you a review? No, I don't. Do you think that'd be a good time to ask somebody for a referral after they said something nice? Well, yeah, that'd probably be a good thing to ask, right? So you're building doubt around their current strategy as it relates to the solution and service you're going to be providing. This is very, very important because what it will get them to do is start thinking of you as the expert and as someone of authority that knows more than them. And that's very, very important when it comes to B2B sales. If you can't create that magical moment where they look at you as the expert, they're probably not going to want to work with you. They're probably not going to close, okay? Then after that, you're going to want to diagnose their goals. So you're just going to want to ask them, okay, this has been a really good conversation so far. Now, looking at the next 3 months, where would you like the business to be in terms of revenue? Okay, you want to add on $5,000 in recurring revenue. Do you think that's realistic with your current strategy? If nothing were to change, how likely do you think it is that would happen? Probably not likely. Okay, so then something probably needs to change, right? Right. Okay, now let's talk about your personal goals. What do those look like? What are you trying to do personally? What type of income are you trying to make? Right? Now they'll start going into that. Okay, those are all great goals. Clearly something has to change because what you're doing right now isn't going to cut it, right? Right. Okay, great. And then from here, what we want to do is we want to transition. So we just want to ask this. We've covered a lot of ground here. Is there anything else we feel like we haven't covered? This is really important because it's going to allow them to think about anything else that they can tell you that will arm you going into the pitch. And then it's going to give you time to think to make sure you did everything you needed to do. Did you diagnose their problem? Did you build a lot of doubt? Did you get their goals? Because if you didn't, now this is an opportunity to go back and grab it to make sure that you did. Okay, now from here, you're going to pitch them. Okay, and what you're going to do with the pitch is you're going to follow this framework that's very, very effective. And this is something that you want to memorize and repeat over and over again until you understand it, not by memorizing it, but you actually understand it within the context of the service you're going to be selling. So this is kind of how it works in the example of reviews. So you know how you told me you currently aren't getting a bunch of reviews and you recognize that it's leading to you not generating as much organic website traffic to your website as you want. And because of that, you're not growing at the rate you would like to. And you also don't know when leads are going to come in, which is kind of making it hard to sleep at night. Well, what we do here is we connect our AI to your active customer report. And by doing that, you're going to be able to generate reviews consistently without you having to lift a single finger, which is going to lead to way more website lead conversions and traffic to your website, where your business will be able to start growing more consistently. And the best part about this is you're also going to get referrals after people leave you reviews, which is free. You're going to be generating free leads. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. What questions do you have on that specifically? Okay. You don't have anything? And just wanted to note, the reason why this is so important is because if you're investing money into advertising and you don't have a process to generate reviews, that's bad. Because if people see your ads, they're going to look you up on Google. Studies show that 70 to 80% of people reference Google prior to making a purchasing decision. And if you don't have a review right now, you've only had one in the last 6 months, what's that going to do? It's going to raise a subconscious red flag in the eyes of that customer. And if they look up gym near me, they might not be able to find you because you have such low engagement on your Google My Business page compared to your competitors that they're going to rank higher than you. So it's going to impact the overall return of your investment you're putting into marketing, where you're going to only generate a fraction of what you could if you had this in place. Make sense? Got it. Now we're moving on. Now we've pitched them. At this point, we just want to ask them, we want to see, are they sold? Do they seem sold? So just in terms of the process, how do you feel? Does this sound like something you'd want to do? Right? And by that, you'll be able to gauge if they're interested. If they give you a, yeah, like this makes total sense. This has been, I never thought of it like this. I'd really like to, I want to get this going. I need to do something about this. You can move on. If they just say, yeah, this sounds pretty good. I think it, that sounds good. And you can tell it doesn't seem like they think it actually sounds good. Just ask them, okay, real quick, I'm just curious, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being you're ready to get off this call, you see no value, and 10 being this is something that you know you need to do, and if you don't do, it's going to be a big problem, where would you say you fall? Right? And they're going to say a number between 1 and 10. If they say a 5, ask them why not a 1. If they say a 6, ask them why not a 1. If they say a 7, ask them why not a 1. If they say an 8, ask them why not a 1. If they say a 9 or a 10, you can move on, because that means that they're good. Okay, but if they say anything less than that, you're just gonna ask them why not a 1. And what they're gonna tell you is all the things that they like about it. And then at the end of that, after they've explained, you're just gonna ask them, well, it sounds like there's really not that much you don't like about it. It sounds like these are all positive things, right? And then from there, you can isolate what the actual objection is and figure out if they actually have a problem or if they were just nervous, right? So from there, you can now move on to actually transitioning to the price pitch, okay? So what you want to do from here is just say, all right, great. Any questions, you tell me. Where do you want to go from here? I can walk you through what it looks like getting started, but you tell me. Or say, yeah, I'd like to hear what it looks like to get started. Okay, well, this is the process. This is how it works. First thing we're going to do is we're going to process payment. We're going to sign the agreement, and then we're going to book an onboarding call so that we can get you set up for success. Does that make sense? So you want to tie down that makes sense. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, great. So the way this works is term length. So now you want to go over what the term is. So if it's a month-to-month program, you want to say this is a month-to-month program. If it's a 12-month program where you give them a 30-day out in the initial 30 days, which is something that I do, you want to tell them this is a 12-month program, but if you don't want to continue after the initial month, you don't have to. You just have to give us a 5-day notice before it ends. And if you do that, we can part ways as friends. If not, it will go into that 12-month commitment. Does that make sense? Yep, that makes sense. Okay, great. So the investment to take you from where you're at right now, which is no process to generate reviews, concerned about where your next leads are going, and basically invisible on Google, to being very visible on Google with outstanding reviews and referral-based leads coming from your happiest customers at no additional cost, is only whatever your price is. And then at that point, you want to shut up. Okay, so when you do that, you just want to go, the investment to take you from where you're at right now to where you want to be is X. And mine was pretty long and drawn out, which can be kind of goofy sometimes, but sometimes I take it to that level and I have a really, really good close rate. But again, to keep it simple, the investment to take you from where you're at now to where you want to be is X, okay? And this is what I would do if I were trying to build an agency over again and really get to the place that I'm at. And a little bit of a added bonus here that I'll show you is some ads, okay? So this is my ad account. What you guys can see here is how much money we've spent just real quick over the course of time. So you can see here $213,000 in my Gym Members Now ad account. And as far as the ads are concerned, they're very similar to what we're doing when it comes to the cold calling, okay? So if I pull this up, do you notice something similar to what the cold call script is? New ChatGPT 4 plugin for gym owners, right? So I told you all earlier to just do cold calling, and that's what you should do. But maybe you're in a situation where you have money and you want to run ads, which I still don't even recommend because it's so much cheaper to cold call. And the best part about cold calling is you're picking who you're calling. So if you find out who you make the most amount of money from, you can just call them, versus with ads, it's very difficult to do that. It's not really possible, especially when you're working with very small audiences. They might not even be on Facebook, right? You might not even be able to contact them or reach them. But you can see here, it was the new ChatGPT 4 plugin, right? New ChatGPT 4 plugin. So this angle, you can see here, we've literally invested hundreds of thousands of dollars. All these campaigns are very similar variations to that. And you can see where we're generating tons and tons of leads. Like last month, we spent $7,900, generated, I don't know how many leads, but a lot. And we generated over 20 sales, and we collected over $20,000 down in cash, and we did over $200,000 in cash collected based off what we collected up front and then reoccurring payments from customers. So make sure that you follow these steps to a T. And if you need any help with this, feel free to book a call or join my free school community where I can go into more depth on what this would look like for you if this is something you're really serious about trying to do. Wish you nothing but the best. Hope you enjoy.